The holidays can bring on a range of emotions from pure joy to incredible sadness. So whether you've lost someone dear or are responsible for the care of another, it can be emotionally and sometimes physically draining. That's why it's so important to set some time aside to take care of yourself. Join me now from the Connecticut Hospice is Medical Director Joseph Andrews, Bereavement Director Marlisa Mills, and Reverend Dr. Brendan Cooney, Chaplain of the Connecticut Hospice. Thank you all so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Dr. Andrews, first let's start with you. Why don't you give us an overview of what Connecticut Hospice is all about?
Well, Connecticut Hospice is becoming in its 40th year. It's the first hospice in the United States. And our mission really is to take care of patients and families as a unit with very serious illnesses, sometimes life-threatening, but always serious. And then to see to bereavement needs of the patient's families after they pass away.
Sure. Marlisa, I will turn the discussion to you. How about some strategies for physical, mental, emotional health this time of year?
This is a difficult time of year for people who lose family members, and the holidays bring out emotions that we don't expect. So we really suggest that people take care of themselves by doing what they think feels the best for them, even if it doesn't make everyone around them happy. They need to set aside a time to take care of their physical needs, because stress and the stress of loss causes all kinds of problems. They need to set expectations that work. They need to surround themselves with people who are supportive and understand the loss, and they need to realize that they will get through it, although it's difficult and things won't always be the same, will never be the same.
Sure.
But they will manage to get through it with a little planning ahead and a little kindness to themselves.
That makes a big difference. And Reverend, what are some ways that Connecticut Hospice can help?
Well, for people of faith or no faith, because everybody has a spirituality, if not a religious faith. But it so happens that at Connecticut Hospice we have a large number of people of faith come in. And for the patient themselves, this can be a very strengthening thing. After all, as the liturgy would say, for them, when they pass, life is changed, not ended.
Right.
And for the family who have a strong faith, every one of us knows that every one of us has to go sometime.
Sure, it's true.
And knowing and believing that they're going to God and going to a better place can be very helpful.
That's true. And Dr. Andrews, what are some ways that people at home, some of our viewers, get help?
Well, I think if you have experienced grief or you're experiencing bereavement, the best thing to do, I think, is to realize that everyone handles this differently in their own way and at their own pace. And sometimes for patients and families and for physicians as well, it can be difficult to tell when grief becomes depression and when sadness becomes anxiety depression, and when temporary or brief insomnia becomes a total inability to sleep for weeks. And sometimes your doctor, your nurse practitioner, your PA can help. There are mild and moderate medicines for depression and anxiety, and sometimes simply talking to a health provider is helpful.
Sure, and Marlisa, there are some upcoming events, some uplifting events going on.
There are some uplifting events. We have our annual Santa Day on Saturday for the staff children and the staff adults who are children. We have a Mass on Christmas Eve that the public is invited to, and we do have ongoing bereavement support groups that actually serve everyone in Connecticut, regardless of whether or not they had someone die at Connecticut Hospice. So they can contact us and we will be glad to help them.
Lots of options,
Lots
right,
of
to get
options,
through this difficult time of the year. So if you need some more information, the Connecticut Hospice is located in Brantford. You could visit www.hospice.com for everything you need there. And of course, the information is on your screen. I want to thank you all so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Happy holidays.
Thanks for having us.